Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elyssa Morano. If you are new here, I talk all things faith and real life situations such as narcissism, toxic people, ADHD, all kinds of mental health issues, anything that you might come across in real life, and of course, anything that I have experience in. So if this interests you in any kind of way, please do consider subscribing to this channel. Today, we're going to be talking about toxic people. I know the thing says toxic friends. Yes, because I'm going to be talking about one friend in particular of mine that is toxic. But this can pertain to anybody in your life. This can pertain to a partner. This can pertain to a sibling, a parent. There's different facets to it. But most likely, this is speaking about toxic friendship, just toxic people in general in your life. So, just like the title says, you gotta let them go. You gotta let them go at some point. But we're gonna start off with the traits of a toxic person. If I look down, I'm looking down at my notes. So, the first trait of a toxic person or toxic friend in your life is the way they make you feel. Number one, you will find yourself very uncomfortable in their presence. After a certain time of hanging out with them, you start feeling like burdensome. You just don't feel good in their presence anymore. Okay. Number two, you start to feel drained and or exhausted after spending time with them. You're just mentally exhausted, emotionally exhausted, any kind of exhausted. You just feel drained. You're like, oh my God, that took everything out of me. Just going to see the person or just going to talk to the person. Just feel like they completely drained you of your energy and everything. Number three, you're just not excited anymore to hang out with them. You just don't go out of your way to really hit them up, to hang out with them, or if they ask you to hang out with them, you don't feel the urge of saying, yeah, of course. Number four, you dread picking up the phone when they call. Personal experience, yes. You dread picking up the phone call. You're like, ugh, I don't want to talk to them. Or, ugh, what is it now? Or you see their text. You see that just the name pop up on the screen. It gives you that feeling of, ugh. Number five, you have the underlying feeling that in the end, there's always the catch. Okay, you want to hang out with me, but what do you really want? You want to talk to me on the phone, you're calling me, do you need something? You have that underlying gut feeling of they want something from me. It's not a mutual kind of friendship or relationship. No, they want something from you. So you feel this obligation vibe kind of thing. And then, just like I said in number five, number six goes along with it, you feel used. You just feel used by the person. You feel like you're just there for them. Number seven, you catch yourself giving them the benefit of the doubt all the time, over and over again. Well, maybe they just had a bad day. Maybe, they're going through things with their mom. Maybe maybe it's just a stress from school. Maybe this will blow over. You give them the benefit of the doubt over and over and over again. Okay? That's how you can tell. You catch yourself doing that, that's a sign you have a toxic friend in your life. 8, they rarely ever apologize. It's always you, the one that wants to make the peace. It's always you, the one that has to apologize, or you go out of your way automatically because you're an empath, because you're a codependent personality. You go out of your way and you go ahead and apologize just to kind of, keep the conflict down and, be okay again. Number 9. They're always in a crisis when they need something from you. Always some big thing happens in their life to where they need your help. Or, anytime they need your help, it's something serious, like they're tired or something life-threatening or something, to where you feel like, oh my God, I can't let my friend down. I have to be there for them. And number 10, the obvious, they guilt trip you. They guilt trip you, and there's so many different ways they can guilt trip you. They study you first and see what works on you, And then according to that, according to your personality, according to what works on you, then they start guilt tripping you. If you feel like somebody's guilt tripping you, yes, they're guilt tripping you. The overall thing of guilt tripping that we all know is they remind you of all the things they've done for you. That is the number one classic guilt trip that a friend, a partner, a parent, especially parents, a sibling, we're blood. Everything, you're supposed to do this for me because we're blood. You're my sister. You're my best friend. You're my husband. You're supposed to do this for me. Guilt trip. All right. So now I'm going to go into the details of how this entire toxic relationship / friendship starts. How they hook you. And I call it the hook as well as the deposit. They hook you, or they deposit for later that they can withdraw. It's really sick, honestly, if you think about it. Okay, the way they hook you, number one, they overload you with kind gestures. They take you out to eat, invite you to things, take care of bills, okay, men with women, especially with single moms, happen here. They take care of your bills, they help you out with projects, school projects or whatever, and the list goes on. They just overload you with kind gestures. They go overboard. Number two, they are here for you at all times. Any time of the day. You call or text them at 4 a.m., they pick up. You text them any time during the day where a normal person would get back to you whenever they can. Rapid response. That's a sign. Number three, they put themselves aside for you. They have plans, but they cancel them. And they let you know, too, that they're canceling them for you. So that you know. If it inconveniences them, they do it anyway. Because, they have to deposit. Because later on, they want to go ahead and withdraw from that deposit. It's like going to an ATM and depositing money little by little. Eventually, you get up to $500, and then you can start withdrawing that money whenever you need it, because they, in their minds, feel they've deposited, they've put so much work into you, they deserve to have whatever they put into you returned to them. It's really sick, guys. Number four, they make you feel so special. You're the best friend I've ever had. You're the best sister I've ever had. I favor you over this cousin. You're the best mom. Again, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me, even as a partner. You're the best girl I've ever slept with. You're the best thing. You're the best kisser. The list goes on. You're the best thing that's ever happened to them. They make you feel extremely special, as if you're one in a million. Number five, anything you need, they are there. Just kind of creepy because they're always around the corner. Need a ride? They're there. Need money? They're there. Need to talk? Oh, they're there. Because they need all the info they can get so they can turn around on you and use it to guilt trip you later. All right, number six, they go above and beyond for you. This kind of plays into all these other ones that I've already read. When they take you out to eat, for instance, they take you to a restaurant. It can't be no McDonald's. No, it has to be the most fanciest restaurant, okay? They have to somehow always impress you, okay? They always have to up one another person, especially the people in your life. They have to always up that person because they want to be the number one person in your life so they can manipulate you later to do whatever it is that they want you to do. Number seven and final one is they take advantage of the worst times in your life to step in and be the hero. Guys, I can't tell you how many times this has happened to me as a single mom, where some weirdo guy wants to step, they wait until you're at your lowest point and they know that you have nobody else to turn to. But they somehow deposited themselves into your life already, so when this time comes, they can come and swoop in like a hero, and then they can hold that against you. But look what I did for you when you were at your lowest point. Now you can't be here for me. Now you can't give me $10. Now you can't give me a ride. Now you can't be with me. Now, you see what I'm saying? This is how they work, people. This is how they work. All right, so that was the hook. This is how they hook you. This is how they do their deposit. And now, flip it around. This is when they start wanting to withdraw. I call this the reel. They hook you like a fish, and now they're reeling. They're reeling you in, slowly but surely. They're withdrawing their deposit. Number one, they slowly start to ask you for favors. You think I can borrow some money? And they make sure they return it right away so they can build some rapport with you. And you're like, oh, they give it right back to me. So the favor wasn't really a favor because they just borrowed something. But over time, you're going to notice less and less are they going to give back the money or the things or the favor. They're not going to return the favors like they did at the beginning, because again, they have to convince you that they are reliable, which they're not. Again, they're depositing thoughts and some kind of picture of themselves into your brain, into your mind, to where you think that's how they are. So when they do use and abuse you or manipulate you, you start questioning yourself and your reality, because you had this picture of them that they painted for you, but their actions don't line up with it. Number 2, they involve you more and more in personal problems. And they're just a friend, right? Now this is more pertaining to a friendship, guys. Okay, and this is coming from experience. Okay, I'm speaking of experience. They involve you more and more in their personal problems. You're now the person of their emergency contact, okay, life insurance and all other documents. All of a sudden, you're getting calls from doctors pertaining to them. You're getting calls from friends, as if you're their husband, as if you're their wife, as if you're more than what you really are, because you're just a friend, right? That's how they start reeling you in, is they involve you more and more in their personal problems. Number 3, this one goes with the one that I just mentioned. Triangle you with friends and family. Okay, another example. Hey, can you text so-and-so? I need this. Can you text my mom? I need this. Can you text Roger? I need this. Or can you text my sister and let her know that I'm telling the truth? And you're like, what the hell does that have to do with me? It has nothing to do with me. Text her yourself. This is the triangulation that they create. Number 4, pull you into areas that have nothing to do with you. Again, these all kind of coincide with one another, but I'm just giving you different examples. They pull you into areas that have nothing to do with you. Once again, can you call my boss for me? My mom needs to talk to you. My mechanic has a question for you. You're like, what does that have to do with me? Like, why am I the main person that's advocating for you now? When did this happen? When did I say yes to that? This is how they reel you in. These are the slowly but surely deposits that they start taking out of you. Number 5, they make you their defendant. Okay? You find yourself like you're in court. You're defending them at all times. Can you vouch for me? That's just how simple it is. Can you vouch for me? Hey, can you call my mom and tell her this? Like I said, they kind of all coincide with one another, but can you tell her? Can you lie for me? This is a big one. They make you lie for them. Can you tell him this? Can you tell him that? Sickening. Number 6, they make you feel that you are the only person that they can count on. This is a huge one, guys. They make sure that in the very beginning, when they're in the hooking stage and the depositing stage, they make sure, because they love bomb you so much, even as a friend. Again, they overwork themselves. With the kind gestures, like I mentioned before, they overdo it. So this way, they make you feel as if you're the only person that they can count on in life, because they have nobody else. Example, remember this and that, you were there for me. Not even my family was there for me. Not even my sister was there for me. Not even he was there for me. But you were there for me. This is the guilt trip, right? They always deposit those thoughts. Oh, but you're the one that I can count on. They make sure to make you think that you're the only person that's in their life that it's accountable, that they can count on. Number 7, last but not least, they are dying. This is funny. They're dying and you're the only person who can save them. I swear, they really act like this. This coincides once again with they have the biggest emergency when they need something from you. They're dying and you are the only one that can save them, because they don't have many friends. They don't have family that they can count on, right? They already made you think that you're the only person that he can count on, he or she can count on, and you're the only one that can save him. This is how this trauma bond gets formed. And this is true for any narcissistic relationship. This is true for any kind of toxic person that's in your life. Now, I did want to leave you with some scriptures pertaining to this. I know this is kind of like a really short type of video. I really wanted to get into detail on this because it's really dear to my heart. This is something that I still deal with to this day. I have this one person in my life that I know for sure is toxic, and it's so hard for me to let this person go. I don't know what's in my mind that he has planted in my mind, that I think that things will change, or that I believe somehow, somewhere, things are going to get better. And if you think that way, please ask yourself this. Okay, how many times have I mentioned my concerns to this person? Have they changed? Have they put any effort forward to change for the better? If they haven't, are they really ever going to change? You see so many things about them and you're just waiting for things to change. And 6 months go by, a year goes by. If they haven't changed in that amount of time for the better, you gotta let them go. You have got to let them go. And especially if you are changing for the better, like myself, I'm getting trauma therapy in about 4 days. My very first session, I'm super excited because I've been through a lot of trauma as a child. Okay, I was from foster home to foster home, and yes, I had a family, and it's very confusing on why I went through what I went through. But I lived in a group home, I lived in a foster home, I lived with foster family, I lived with foster siblings my entire life from 7 all the way until 16. Okay, I was in foster care. I was a case number in Germany. I wasn't a person anymore. I didn't have my own voice. And this is how I developed a codependent personality. And of course, you know, PTSD with all of that, because a child's not supposed to be going through that. But then that drew me, well, more so drew the narcissist to target me because I have a codependent personality. And even to this day, that's why this toxic friend targeted me, because again, I have a codependent personality because of those things. So I'm going to see a trauma therapist, and I'm so excited to move forward in life. So if you're moving forward in life and you see that this person is not moving with you or is not moving in a better direction to get better for themselves, you gotta let them go. You have got to let them go. As hard as it is, you have to let these people go, and you will feel better. Of course, that trauma bond, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna feel withdrawals, just like from an addiction, because you're used to having that person around. You're used to feeling their drama, constant drama. You're used to feeling always like you were the number one person in their life, and now this person doesn't need you anymore because we want to always help. We want to be the savior. There's no need of you anymore. So you're gonna have to battle through all of those emotions first, and that can take months for you to go through this. But if you stay at no contact and you don't contact them back, and you just stay your course and remind yourself of the hell that you've been through with that person and how you feel now so much better without that person, eventually it goes away. You feel so much better. You start to go towards growth. You grow and you become healthier as a person, and that attracts healthier people with healthier mindsets and healthier lives. So if they're not good for you, and I know you're thinking of 1 or 2 people already, and you're like, oh man, that's that person. That is definitely that person. Start thinking about, okay, you know, maybe I got to start letting them go. And some of them it's very difficult to let them go because they will not take no for an answer. But you got to remember, if you say yes to them, you are saying no to you. If you say no to them, you're saying yes to you in a brighter future. Okay, keep that in mind. I wanted to read some scriptures that go alongside with this topic. I didn't find a whole lot, but these are the ones that I could find. All right, if you want to write this down, the first one is Proverbs 13:20. This one says, walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. Basically, to sum it up, it says, he who walks with fools suffers harm. So if you walk with a fool, you're going to reap the consequences of that fool. Okay? Next one is 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. And I think we've all heard that in church. We've all read it in the Bible that bad company will corrupt your character. And I can vouch for myself. The more and more I hung out with this person, because he was not very morally religious, I took on his traits. Okay, I started to not care about my morals. I started not care about certain things. You can tell yourself, I'll never be like them, I won't turn like them, but in the end, the Bible is the truth. And yes, I can tell you from experience, that's exactly what happens. It corrupts your character if you stay around those type of people. Proverbs 9:7. Whoever corrects a mocker incurs insults. Whoever rebukes the wicked incurs abuse. So just know, when you start to speak the truth to the specific person, you're gonna get insulted by them, because they want to hold on to you with everything and anything they can, and they will continue to abuse you if you let them. Last but not least, scripture, Proverbs 14:7. Stay away from a fool, for you will not find knowledge on their lips. Now, you can interpret that however you want to, but here's the deal. Whoever you surround yourself with, that's the kind of character and behavior you're going to pick up. We are human beings. We kind of mirror other people's personality and behaviors. So if you're hanging around certain type of people, like toxic people, you're going to pick up on their negativity. You're going to pick up on their games. You're going to pick up on all that stuff. So you hang out with a fool, you become a fool. You hang out with a fool, you talk like a fool. You hang out with a fool, you reap the consequences of the fool. That's just how it is. You just go into the bank, and you guys go to the bank together. All of a sudden, he starts pulling out a gun and starts robbing the bank. And he says, you, come on, help me, help me, help me. And you're like, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. I didn't know this was happening. And the bank teller looks at you as an accomplice. And you go to jail. Honey, you go to jail. Because you were supposedly involved, which you weren't, but they see you as that. So even you vouching to your healthy friends saying, no, I'm not like that. And they're like, yeah, you kind of are, because why are you still hanging out with him? Why are you still hanging out with her? Then just break it off. So don't surround yourself with fools. As always, I appreciate all of your support. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you've watched all the way to the end of this video and you actually like what you see, please subscribe. It does help, and it helps get this message out to so many others that are going through this. It just helps the algorithm pass this video to others that are going through the same thing that you're going through, because there's a reason you pressed on this video. So go ahead and subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.